A mí esto me causa estrés. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the Facultat de Filologia, Traducció I Comunicació. My name is Ana Rosa Calero, and I'm the Vice Dean for Internationalization and Innovation, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to welcome you in the name of the Dean, who is in a meeting where I should also be, but I'm going later, no problem. So I'm very happy to be here with Begoña and Barry, the very souls of this event. And Barry first. I'm going to give you the floor. I give you the floor.
Well, yes. Well, in the spirit of keeping things short and sweet, I'd just like to welcome everyone to the University of Valencia, if you're not from here. And if you're from the University of Valencia, you're also very welcome. Okay? So I think we're in for a treat today. It's going to be a very nice series of talks, which I'm very much looking forward to hearing and seeing. So without further ado, I'll let Begoña continue.
Yeah. Begoña.
Okay, I will be short as well. I would like to thank all of the attendees, because I know this is sometimes hard to find the time to come to one of these conferences, and I know some of you have made an effort to be here, so I want to thank the attendees first, and then of course the presenters, who are also making a big effort to be here today and talk today. And of course I would like to thank Ana Rosa and her team, Dean and the rest of the team, for hosting this event. And finally, Kristi and all of the other eLife members, thanks for being here as well. So as Barry said, I think we have quite an interesting menu for today, so I hope you enjoy it. And we will be here around the whole day if you need to talk to us or you need anything from us. So thank you.
Okay, so, and I have to close in order to open. I always say everything sums up in 2 words: thank you and congratulations. Thank you and congratulations for organizing this important event, which includes in its program such interesting issues in the framework of virtual exchanges. Thank you for being part of this faculty. We are very proud for this kind of initiatives, and these initiatives enrich all educational levels and contribute to what is called, and I love it, internationalization at home. So thank you and welcome. The event is inaugurated.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. So, Kristi's turn, huh?
Okay, dear people, dear colleagues, dear teachers, dear trainee teachers, dear teacher trainers, dear technicians, dear everybody. It is a pleasure to be here. It is a pleasure to start our first conference, a live conference, a multiplier event, and to have our first conference here in Valencia. This is a city we love. We had our consortium meeting also in March, and it was also here. So it is our second visit of the whole consortium, and we thought with such wonderful hosts like Bego and Barry, yeah, let's organize the first of all of them here. So we are really very, very, very pleased to be here and to be able to share with you really very, very nice experiences we have been carrying out during the whole year, okay, within the eLife project. Just to me, the honor to be able to talk to you about this amazing project, eLife project. eLife stands for Engaging Languages in Intercultural Virtual Exchange. That's an Erasmus Plus project. We started working on that in 2022, in January 2022. We are now over the half of the project. You will see the wonderful things we have been doing until now, and we will be working very hard and with a lot of enthusiasm and energy until December 2024. So What is the background of the eLife project? Everything is about telecollaboration, virtual exchange, but we do not start with the eLife project. We have been carrying out plenty of European projects before, like the NIFLAR project, where we focused on our students at university. And then we carried out our first pilots with the schools, secondary schools, and we saw what happened with the students there, who were learning Spanish in this case. And they were interacting in Spanish and English with other pupils in Spain. And it was amazing. They wanted to learn. They wanted to know, how do you say that in Spanish? How do you say that in English? Asking the teacher, looking into the books they had. Motivation, engagement, that's all about. That's what we want to achieve with our learners, right? When we are teaching foreign languages. So we saw that and we thought, well, we need to focus on secondary schools, on primary schools. We need to help the teachers to embark in this very nice adventure in order to enrich foreign language teaching processes. So then we worked on a university project that was about virtual worlds. We also did carry out some pilot studies at secondary schools, and then our focus got into secondary schools and primary schools, also at Tekola. So we will continue this line of work, okay, with an amazing team, okay? Within the consortium, we have, on the one hand, teacher trainers working at university, and on the other hand, we have teachers working at secondary schools within the consortium. And we need each other to integrate these innovations in our curricula. Okay, and it is really an honor to be working with this very amazing team. So we have in the Netherlands, we are coordinating the project with, Miranda is helping us with all the administrative work, with Silva Canto, who cannot be here because she's sick, she's not feeling okay, and myself as project leader. And we have also the secondary school, Nunens College, with two amazing teachers, Bart and Marleen. Bart teaching German and Marleen teaching English. And what I like about this school is that it is a pre-vocational school, right? Many teachers might think, okay, virtual exchange is for bright minds and for bright students. No, inclusion, virtual exchange is for everybody, and we love it. We love that you are part of this project. Okay, so we have our specialists in technology and especially talking about virtual worlds, virtual reality. We want to do amazing things with the learners, so we are working very hard on that. And Nick is somebody who inspires all of us. And he's so enthusiastic about technology and about what it can bring to education. So thank you, Nick, to be part of the project. We have these amazing hosts, Begoña, Clavel, and Barry Pennock. So it is great because we have been working together in all the projects. We have also Anna Peris from El Quint, which is a secondary school based in Valencia. And we had France. In France, we have Ciara, where are you? There in that back. Ciara Wigham, okay, who is also an expert in virtual worlds, virtual exchanges, and excellent colleagues. So we are really like a kind of a family working together. We are very enthusiastic with the work we do. And with the teachers, we are allowed to coach. But we have many associated and collaborating partners. So we have 7 primary schools, 29 secondary schools, 18 teacher training institutions and universities around the world. Okay, so eLife is quite a big project. And what is our main objective? Well, I have referred to it a little bit, but it is very simple. What we want to do is enrich and improve language learning processes. And it is very easily said, but how do you do that? How can we do that? Well, making learning processes more meaningful. And what does it mean to make learning processes more meaningful? to focus on authenticity of communication processes, okay? Communication and the use of the target language being authentic. Not because I need to do a task for the teacher in the classroom. No, because I want to get to know other peers abroad and do nice things with them and learn with and from them. That's authenticity, that's meaningfulness, okay? Connecting language is not, we cannot talk about language. Language and culture, they belong together. Yeah, so one of the main foci of this project is intercultural communication. Yeah? There is a very strong emphasis on intercultural communication. Why learn in the classroom, within the classroom? We can expand walls, okay? And take the whole world into our classes. And important is to put authentic communication and collaboration with peers abroad at the very heart of learning processes. So this will boost the motivation and engagement of students. And it is achieved through virtual exchange and telecollaboration. How can we achieve these objectives? We need to collaborate, close collaboration between teacher training institutions, because teachers come to us, and they learn plenty of things, and they go to the schools, and very often the relationship ends up there. And this needs to be continuous, yeah? But because there are so many innovations, so many changes, we need to work hand in hand. So innovation not only at schools, but innovation also at the teacher training institutions. The future teachers coming to schools, they have to know the skills, the know-how, they have to have the know-how in order to be able to integrate these kinds of activities at the schools, okay? And that's one of the things that we want to achieve within the project. Yeah, so innovate teacher training institution programs, strengthen cooperation with schools, and digitalization. Look at society, it is all over the world. So virtual exchange, some people call it collaboration, coil of network interaction. That's the center, that's the very heart of the project. Yeah, putting learners to work with digital means to achieve some goals, intercultural and linguistic goals, yeah? Okay, and it is not a question of doing that once a year, twice a year. No, we need to integrate it in our curriculum. So virtual exchange should be at the core of the curriculum, okay? So we would do pre-task activities in the classroom, they would engage in meaningful interaction, and then we would come back to the classroom setting and do other kinds of activities, yeah? So, and learners should be coached by the teachers. So integration within the curriculum. It is research-based. There is so much research about, well, what are the gains of introducing virtual exchanges in the classes. But most of these research results are related to university students. So we don't know so much about what happens with learners at schools. And that's where we are also looking at, yeah? What's the added value of introducing this meaningfully in the curricula at schools, yeah? So in this sense, pedagogy is very important. What do you do? How do you do that? Which tasks do you to give to students? Which tools do you use? How do you coach the students? How do you blend these activities within the whole curriculum? And that's what we are doing within the ELA project together, teachers and teacher trainers together. Okay, so what are the main activities that we have been carrying out at teacher training institution? And that's a little bit the program in the morning. We will be focusing on what we have been doing in the teacher training institutions. So we have created interactive online modules that can be used by any teacher training institution. We have organized workshops and webinars on key issues related to virtual exchanges. We have organized, and our trainee-teachers have carried out virtual exchanges with one another. Some of them have had the possibility to coach learners doing virtual exchanges at schools, and some of them are also engaged in action or design research on these experiences. Yeah. So this is a little bit, 1.5 years, and maybe the summary is more interesting, what we have been doing within the teacher training programs. Okay, so 6 institutions have been working so far with 11 teacher trainers, and 234 student teachers have participated in virtual exchanges already. So they know, they read about it, but they have experienced themselves what it is to be engaged in virtual exchanges. If we look at the schools, what have we been doing at the school level? So we talked to the teachers about what are the specific needs. We had focus group interviews with them. What training needs do they have? And based on these responses, we created tailor-made training. So what it was really very clear is that those teachers wanted to have experienced teachers at schools telling and showcasing what they had been doing. And that's what we did. We organized workshops, online workshops with these teachers telling what they had done, how they had done it, and well, there was at the end a lot of exchange in question and answers. So then we started coaching those virtual exchanges, teachers wanting to integrate virtual exchanges in their courses, and then, well, we have the virtual exchange loop. Coaching is key within the project. So teachers are not alone. Yeah, very often our teachers are so busy doing all kinds of stuff, teaching, of course, but doing administrative work. And then if you tell them, well, and now we are going to innovate, yeah, and they say, I have no time, I have no energy. And my message to all those teachers is, you are not alone. Yeah, we are with many teachers around the world, in Europe, and you have a coach who is helping you, yeah, providing you with ideas, helping you to organize the tools and the tasks. So you are not alone, and that's something that we do within the eLife project. Yeah. So if we look at how many secondary school virtual exchanges we have had within eLife, 10 schools have been participating in virtual exchanges with 13 teachers, 331 learners, most of them using English as a lingua franca, some exchanges with French as a lingua franca, and tandem experiences using Spanish and English, or Spanish and English in the Netherlands. Yeah, most of these pupils have carried out 3 to 4 tasks, and the tools we have been using are Padlet, BBB, which is a video conferencing, open source video conferencing environment, and Frame VR, our VR for schools, environment for schools. We have done also some primary school virtual exchanges. 4 schools have participated with 4 teachers, 125 students, ELF, especially English as a lingua franca has been used, and tandem Spanish-English. They have carried out 3 to 4 tasks, and these are also the tools that they have been using in the virtual exchanges. Padlet, the video conferencing. So also we have organized a lot of synchronous experiences, because many teachers want to include, and that's a challenge, as you will be hearing later on from those teachers. Yeah. Okay, so in total, we have had like 456 students participating in these virtual exchanges, which is actually, it is really huge, yeah? If you are a teacher of German, if you are a teacher of French, do please contact us, we need you, yeah? Because most of the experiences are being, which is great, English, yeah? And a lot of Spanish, actually. Yeah, but we need those teachers, enthusiastic teachers of German and French, yeah, abroad. So do please join us, okay? So we will be doing nice things together. And yeah, this is the program we have for you today. We will be concentrating on the experiences we have had on integration of virtual exchanges at teacher training institutions. We have a trainee teacher who will be sharing with us the experiences. And then in the afternoon, we will focus on the secondary and primary school experiences. And we have the teachers here, and this is so nice. Because yesterday, those teachers who had been working virtually, who had never met actually, met. I said, wow, and they have been working so hard, and they have been Yeah, so such nice moments together, right? Organizing the virtual exchanges, but they have also faced many challenges. So it was really nice, such a positive energy, and I'm very much looking forward to listening to you also this afternoon, so don't miss it. This is really, really, really important. But now, we will be talking about why virtual exchange. Why should we introduce virtual exchange in our courses? We have been teaching languages for ages. Yeah, they have had their exams, they have their certificates, so why bother? Yeah, if we have been doing this all for ages. So these very nice teachers of the consortium in eLife, Bart Pardoel, Anna Peris, and Marleen Boogerd, will be telling you why. So listen to them. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So hello everybody, we are very happy to be here with you today. As Kristi has said, we are Bart, Marleen and Anna. We are secondary education teachers from different countries, but we all participate we are members of the eLife project. So our presentation today is going to be based on the importance of virtual exchanges. We would like to start with a small quiz in which we are going to deal with words and concepts that are going to keep on repeating during the whole day. After that, we are going to watch a short video in which some teachers who have participated in the project explain the importance of the virtual exchanges. And after that, my colleagues are going to talk about their experiences and why they joined the project. And we will conclude by giving you the opportunity to ask us any question that you may have related with what we presented. So the first thing that we want you to do is take out your phones and go to in your browser, you just write quizzes. And you need to introduce the code you have there. Online?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just write quizzes. You need to write a username, the one you want. I mean, it can be a nickname, or it doesn't need to be your name if you want it to pop in the board behind. And we're going to see some concepts, some things from virtual exchanges to see how we do.
What you already know about virtual exchange. Yeah. Nickname.
Nickname, I guess
Is
it
it,
is.
is it you, Nick?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And the people online can join as well, right?
Yeah, the
So-
people online,
Yeah.
they can just,
You can do the same at home, and we will see your answers. So.
yeah, because as you're going to see, the questions are going to be here and in your phones, but the answers are only in your phones.
Yes, shall we
Are
start?
we good to go? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
One more.
Same as in class, always waiting.
We're used to this.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's initiar.
See.
Yeah, so the first question you have here, what are VE? Is the following definition correct? And then you have to choose one of the options you have in your phones.
Just to make you extra nervous.
Let's go faster.
Yeah.
So time's up. Okay, we move to the second question. So Kristi mentioned both of them. So do we know the difference between one and the other? What's a tandem? What's a lingua franca?
Yeah, you can actually choose, I think. You can choose different avatars. It's fun to use in class as well. Oh, you skipped that.
Sorry.
We want to see how we did.
Next question.
Yes.
Okay, so the third question is, which of the following benefits can be obtained from VE? And this is an interesting one because we were wondering why are they important. So from the benefits, you can select, in this one, you can select more than one. You have lots of them, the answer may be more than one. Because they are very beneficial, I can tell you.
Go nuts.
All of them.
Yeah.
Is there a button press all? Yes.
The fourth one is if you could put in order the previous one from the benefits, which ones do you think are the most important ones? Put them in order. You have them down there, so you can just put the A, the B, the C in the order. Yeah, because it's put in order.
Yeah, she saw the answers and thought, oh, God, change it. Yeah. Reflect and change, adapt.
Shall I continue?
3 more to answer. 22 out of 25.
Maybe they're thinking.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they're thinking hard.
Or the connection is broken.
Yeah.
Could be. It's your party.
Give it 5 more seconds,
Yeah.
and then we move on.
Yeah. In this one, we have to say there was not a correct answer, so whatever you wrote, it was just fine, because I mean, all of them are equally important, so it's up to each teacher what they put more emphasis on, so.
Yeah.
So how do they help the intercultural competence? We've been talking about that. Is it learning about another culture? Is it learning about your own culture? Is it both?
Ooh, quick, yes.
And that was the end. I hope you
No,
enjoyed
sorry,
this. Ah, there's
There's
one
one
more.
more. Last,
okay.
last question.
Bonus question.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the last one. So how does it? Yeah, or classes.
Yeah.
So that was the last one, yeah?
Yeah.
So as you say, it's very important.
Our very unique one.
Yeah.
You won. Yes. You paid attention during our
Yeah.
consortium. Very nice.
So thank you very much for all of you participating.
Yes.
I hope you thought it was like a different way of starting. And now
Mentimeter?
Yes.
Yeah. And as we told you, if you have any questions, imagine they are during the presentation, we're opening a Mentimeter. You just need to go to Mentimeter and write the code, right?
Yeah, menti.com, and then the code that's just on top of the screen, which you can not really see.
It's 59762281.
And it stays open
Yeah.
during the entire presentation, so if you have any questions during our talk, you can just type it in and we look at them at the end.
And I'll
Yes.
repeat the code. It's 59762281.
So feel free to ask any question.
At
Menti.com,
menti.com.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you, Anna,
Yeah.
for the introduction and for the interactive activities. So today's session is on why is a virtual exchange important? And this is not a question that only we can answer, because over the last few weeks we've been talking to other teachers in France, in Spain, in the Netherlands, and we interviewed them, and they also give an answer on why virtual exchanges are important. And we'd like to show you their answers.
So why do you think virtual exchanges are important? Why do they matter?
I think virtual exchanges are really important because students just don't always have the option to really meet people from other countries and learn English together. They are in the ideal position to learn a language with someone else.
I think it's a brilliant way to connect people all around the world to speak a language, and also I think for students who have a different language and choose like English as a franca lingua, it can be reassuring to be in the same position as another student and speaking in a language which is not theirs. It's less scary than being in a class with your classmates who, well, when you're a teenager, you can be scared of being judged and etc. So yeah, I think it's really less scary, less stressful.
It was very important to also learn about school systems in different countries and different perspectives on education, because you know, every country has their own setup and they have their own reasons as to why they do what they do, or why they think this will be the best approach for their students. Someone from outside can ask totally different questions about why you do what you do, stuff that you don't even stop to think about it anymore because it's always been that way.
Bueno, un proyecto como eLife, en primer lugar, y a lo que a mí más me motiva como profesora, es dar la oportunidad a todos los estudiantes a tener una situación de intercambio cultural. Eso es algo que damos por hecho que cualquier persona puede viajar al extranjero, pero no es así. Entonces, para algunos niños es el primer encuentro intercultural y eso es para mí un factor muy importante. En segundo lugar, por ejemplo, para enseñar el español desde donde estamos ubicados en Holanda, es difícil ponerles en situaciones reales, aparte de la televisión o el internet. Hay pocas situaciones de contacto con personas por la distancia, entonces es una forma de facilitar esa entrada de personas con otro fondo cultural dentro del aula.
I think that virtual exchange is very important because it opens the borders, because it gives the students the ideas of living, of way of life of different countries, different cultures, different people, that they can break their stereotypes, that they can feel and touch each personality. In the process of such kind of the discussion, they opened for themselves a lot, opened the country. They became like broad-minded, and it helps them to grow their desire and their desire to learn English language as the lingua franca.
Well, while you're speaking, you also touch other topics. So that's, well, I know that the world is different in every place, so it's not only my reality. My reality is not the own, but yeah, you get to know someone else's reality actually, and I think that is enriching. And also, if I think of my students, my pupils at school, they're younger, they're less experienced, and I think it would be, yeah, it would be a great and enriching experience to get to know someone of another culture who lives in another reality, and to reflect that their own reality is not the only one.
If you don't know the person and you have a different cultural background and you just see each other, but you're not in the same room, it's just online, you don't share the same language, just the second or third language, that's all you share. You have to be more understanding and willing to understand and show more empathy in order to really communicate and connect.
Yeah, so it's a bit the intercultural thing, and also it could be useful to learn a language, of course, and to not only the culture, but also to learn a language.
We had a great experience even of teaching Spanish language to my youngest students from the Spanish student sides, because they are so kind and friendly, and in spite of that difference, because in one meeting the boys from Alfredo side were, I suppose, 13, 14 years old. They spoke to only one my student, and he was 9. After the ending, this 9 years boy just jumped to the ceiling, come to his mom and told, "Mom, can you imagine right now I have learned the word paella."
Y vuelvo a insistir que hacer la educación más real, más visible y más auténtica hace que los niños entiendan mejor el por qué están estudiando una asignatura, y la hace más real el hecho de que no sale de un método o un libro, sino que entienden el porqué de la asignatura y el para qué luego allí, en un futuro, cuando ellos sean personas independientes, ¿no? Autónomas.
I can speak on the on the level of communication with the teenagers. I'm great guy.
So you see, those were all very enriching experiences. They learn about each other's cultures, and they also learn the language which they speak. Anyone? Yes. So with that, I hand it over to Marleen, who's going to tell us why you should join a virtual exchange.
Yes, so I'm Marleen. I'm actually a direct colleague of Bart in Nune in the southern part of the Netherlands, and I only joined this project 2 months ago, so it's a very short time. I've been teaching for about 12 years now, and a while back in 2013 I had my first virtual exchange with a school in India, and back then, as you can imagine, the technology was not all that great. It was very static. We were all in one room, and the Indian kids were in their room, and we were just coming up to the camera one by one to talk to our Indian partners, so to speak. It was very interesting to see them research each other's cultures and countries and all that, but it was very not interactive enough, basically. So I've been searching for that for a long time, and it wasn't a bilingual school back then, so their English was already pretty good. But right now in our school, I just see that these are kids pre-vocational. They don't like to use the books. They really want to go outside. Why do I need to do this? I play video games. I can already speak English very well. I always tell them, you know very well how to shoot someone and kill them, but to order a bread at a bakery is very difficult for you. So I've been looking for ways to enrich their usage of the English and to make it more tangible for them why they are doing this. And that's actually why I joined the project, to get more of those experiences and see how I can make it more of a cultural importance for these kids to learn the language and to speak to other cultures and other people that are not just online FIFA playing types of people, but actual students of their own age and their own level. And perhaps even one they meet if they want to go somewhere and they can meet these people. So that's my idea on how to join. And I'm actually going to be doing a partnership with Anna. So our schools are actually going to do a virtual exchange very soon. So I'm very excited to be there. So that makes my class and my classroom education way more exciting for me and for the kids, because you learn cultures, you use the language in meaningful situations instead of just, you know, what is the present simple type of thing. So yeah, I think it's very exciting and way more modern way of teaching. So that's why I joined, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, Marleen said she's joining the project, 2 months ago. Yeah. I've been doing virtual exchanges with this consortium back in 2014. It was for me, the TILA project, and also the TechAula project, which was the project afterwards. And I'd like to share some experiences from that. In the TILA project, I had a group of 6 students who met after school with me, and they played a game, a virtual game in a virtual world, which is called the Quest 2030. And it was a game that we designed, and my students cooperated with a school in England, and they were talking German with each other, and they needed the German language in order to continue in the game. So they were learning the language, but they were also learning about each other and about how to describe the things in the game in order to move forward. They did it after school, and they were so enthusiastic about it. They were really enthusiastic about it. So the game looked like this. And for example, one of the activities was that they had to build a bridge together to cross the other part. And I'd like to show you some actual footage of their exchange and see how enthusiastic they were.
Tim, kannst du einbewegen?
Oh, Scott, kijk mee!
Oh!
Oh, ik sprong gewoon. Ik sprong gewoon. Dat hier. Scott, weet het ook makkelijk al. Ja! Ja! orangen Block springen, okay?
Jacob!
Ja, schön, Jacob! Oh! Ich komm's dran! Ja! Alle gemacht!
And if you understand a little bit of German, they said, well done, and they were really trying to help each other to come across that bridge. Okay, so in the next virtual exchange, I did it with a French school. And it was not just one lesson of 90 minutes, but it was a full period of 6 weeks where every lesson in that week was part of the virtual exchange. It was a full project. We did it during school hours, so we had to really synchronize our timetables because that was a tad difficult. But if you plan ahead, that's no problem. And we did it again in a virtual world. And in this virtual world, we divided the classes, and I had conveniently 21 students, so I had 3 groups of 7. And those groups were always had a task. In the first part, so 12:30, they always had the same pre-task, so they knew what was coming to them. Then we divided the groups, and they met in the virtual exchange, in the virtual world, in which they were carrying out the activities. For example, introducing themselves, or what's in your lunchbox was a very interesting activity. The second group, Group B, was always helping the first group, so that if they didn't know the words in German, that they could look it up or they could ask, so that they were not alone. And then there was a post-task activity in which the things they learned from each other were presented, for example, or written down. Their experiences, and these are quotes from my students, is that they liked it because it's not just working with books, it's a different way of learning. They really liked it that they could speak to each other because it's a quicker way of learning. And they said well, you don't need to shame because the other one is just as good or as bad as you are. So it's more on a peer level instead of talking in the class with the teacher, who they always feel a bit uncomfortable if they have speaking anxiety, for example. And they said it was fun to meet the French people and learn about their culture, learn what they eat during lunch, or how their school looks like.
We're back.
So we're back.
Pop up.
Yes.
And after telling you all of this, we want to know if you have any questions, anything that was not clear for you, or maybe you want to start a project, or you want to share with the rest of us if you did it, how did it go?
Yeah, and you can do that on the Mentimeter, or you can just raise your hand and then Anna will come to you with the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, our screen went down.
Yeah.
Where did it go? So any questions then? Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's back.
Yeah, it's back. It was so clear, there's no question. Oh, that's perfect.
Then we go to the last one to meet.
We do. We have a bit of a bonus for you guys.
Yeah.
Because of the intercultural and internationalization part of it. So as we said before, Bart and I are from the Netherlands, and we have a few Dutch treats that you normally don't have here in Spain. So we actually brought some, and we decided to make it a quiz type of thing as well. So we have another Mentimeter where it says, which Dutch treat do you like best? So I'll get them out for you.
Yeah, we have one. Yeah, we
have a question.
We have a question.
Oh,
How
sure.
can we join if we're interested in a virtual exchange? Well, you should contact us and apply. And exactly. Yeah. The QR code is in the room. Okay, so that's the answer to the question. If you're interested, and on the website as well. Yes. And the link is also include a matching form so that you can apply to a virtual exchange, and we're going to search a matching partner for you and help you with that. You also get a coach, by the way, which is very nice because you have someone to talk to and help you setting up the activities. There is a lot of activities already on the website, so you're not starting from ground zero. Joining from online, have you noticed a change in participation of the whole group of students when implementing eLife in the classroom compared to normal lessons? For me, my personal experience is yes, they were more engaged, more happy to join, to do the activities. So yeah, they were participating more. I'm not sure if that's the case in your situation as well.
Yes, that's true. I mean, normally, you know how teenagers are. I mean, we work with teenagers. I imagine kids, sometimes they are like more eager to do things, but teenagers, they are in a stage where they can't be bothered or they just don't want to do the activities. And English, I think sometimes it's a subject, at least here in Spain, that most of kids don't like, or they're really good or they don't like it. And this is a perfect way in which they say, oh, so I'm going to talk with someone from my age. They get like really excited. I don't know if it's because of the age, the hormones, but it really works. I mean, they get really on board. So yeah, it enhances the group interest.
A question from the audience?
A question from the audience, yes.
Well, I've been participating in an eLife project and I've got a lovely match. We work together really well with the school in Guadalajara. But I was wondering, what are your experiences? When do you have a good match between schools or colleagues? What can you expect from each other? Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Well, I think that Anna and me can actually answer that one. Perhaps. Because we were both, we were a good match, yeah. So we actually had a meeting and discussed which groups we had and if they would match, and it was actually a perfect match, same age, same amount of pupils, same interest and all that. So I think that those are the things that you have to look for in a match. As you saw in the video, sometimes 9 and 13-year-olds match as well perfectly, that's fine too. And if you have the same idea of what you want to achieve, so what you really want to do, because of course virtual exchange can go any way. And if you are on the same level and what you want from this or what you want to learn from each other, then that is a good match as well. Yeah. Anything to add?
I mean,
No?
perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
It
okay.
helps if the teachers have a match as well.
Yeah,
So
there has to be,
some chemistry.
This was the first time that we met in real life. We met online before, but we hit it off right away, so that's fine. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
We have another question. Did the students enjoy having an avatar so they could be someone else? In my personal opinion, experience, a lot of them did, but it was not that decisive for them. Some of them really were curious to find out how the other person was, looked like. So the avatar was not that much of a decisive factor for me.
We didn't use them yet.
No, you didn't choose them. So
No, we didn't choose them yet. No.
Online, we have another question. Do you have assistance in creating a virtual world? Someone that helps you learn how to build and to modify? Yes, indeed.
Yes, we do. We have the
our tech guy.
We have the amazing Nick, who can you can just tell him
nickname
whatever you want, and he will try to make it happen. Most of the time, he can. Give him some time, and then he will. So yeah, you do. You don't have to do everything yourself. You can, by the way, but in other words, if you're not. For me personally, I'm not very handy in those things, so I just tell Nick what I want.
And at this moment, for example, before I give you the mic, at this moment, for example, we already have 4 worlds ready available to test for every language. Yeah, we have one for German, for Spanish, for English, and for French. And you can find them on the website at the resources page, free for everyone.
And also on the website you can find links to videos that I've created with instructions, short videos, 3-4 minutes, with all kinds of instructions, how to build, how to place objects on walls and stuff. It's really about 25 or 30 videos, and it's still growing. So, and you can always email me and ask me questions about this.
And this also answers partially the question if there are any workshops from Nick showing us how to. Yes, Nick already uploaded some videos, some workshops, how you could do that.
Just a quick one. Which thing do students like best? Not reading in a book. just doing something else than doing it in a book.
True.
That's my experience.
Yeah, going back to any workshops from Nick showing how to, well, we will be organizing a series of how-to workshops, online workshops from November, December. And one of them will be how to integrate the virtual world in your classes. So, yeah, to be continued.
Yeah, and perhaps because of the time, I think we will leave this Mentimeter open for a while, so that if any other question pops up, then we can try and find you and answer it, or
find us today. Because we're here
find
all
us
day,
today. So then we have a few minutes left for our bonus. Like I said, some Dutch treats. We brought stroopwafels and black licorice. So the black licorice got stuck together a bit in the airplane, so you might have to wrap it together. And the stroopwafels were a bit crumbed, but we do have them, so I'm going to leave them out here on the table. I don't have a very big storage of it, so don't take too many, please. But enjoy, I would say. And you can fill in the Mentimeter to say what you like best.
Yeah.
Or I can just go around, right? Yeah. Just go around.
Yeah, come.
with us. Just before we move on, I noticed that in the Mentimeter in the last session, there were a lot of questions that were related to secondary education. So just a reminder for the online participants as well as in person that this afternoon we're focusing at 6:10 on secondary schools, and we'll have secondary school teachers sharing their experiences with us, and then we'll be moving on to primary school teaching. And again, we have teachers who have been experiencing eLive exchanges who are going to be sharing with us their tasks and what they got out of the exchanges. This morning's session that I'm introducing is focusing on how we've been integrating training in virtual exchange into pre-service teachers' education programs within the higher education teacher training institutions. So we have two presentations, an initial presentation by Margot Lagrange from Université Clermont Auvergne in France. Margot assisted in a module that was about innovating the curriculum for language teachers, English language teachers, as a first-year master's student, and experienced virtual exchange herself, and she'll be telling us about that. And then we're going to hear from Vana Shytykt, who is also a master's student and who put into place a virtual exchange in extremely challenging circumstances. So I'm going to hand over to Margot. We'll take questions at the end of both presentations. So we'll hear both students, and then we'll take questions in the room and online, of course. So thanks, Margot.
So good morning to everyone in the room and online. So as Wigham just said, I'm Margot Lagrange, and I'm going to present you what my class and I experienced thanks to the eLive project. So I represent the Université Clermont Auvergne. Clermont-Ferrand is in the middle of France with beautiful landscapes. Thanks to the extinct volcanoes next to the city. So if you like to go for a hike, just come to see us. This experience was part of our master's, so the master MEF. So it's teaching English to secondary pupils. This master is a 2 years master's, which ends with a competitive exam to have a civil servant status and be able to teach in secondary schools. We have teaching observation during first year, so 3 weeks in November and 3 weeks in March. At the end of March, we are supposed to have done at least one activity with the pupils. And in second year, as I'm currently in, we have 2.5 days in a school teaching, and the rest of the week, so the other 2.5 days, at university being trained. We experienced eLive in first year, in our case, in the first semester, in a module named Training in Pedagogical Innovation. It was a 15-hour module which focused on virtual exchange. It was divided into 2 parts. First, the theoretical introduction, and then a virtual exchange design. So as I said, it started with theoretical introductions. So we had a lot of classes to explain us the project first, and to give us all of the keys to understand all the aspects of telecollaboration and virtual exchange. So there were 3 topics that we explored: digitalization in language learning, intercultural competencies, motivation, and engagement. We used Genially as a presentation for slides, also Mentimeter, now you know. We also had a Padlet, which made it really interactive, actually. as we all wrote our opinions, and we could react on each other's opinion, and it was anonymous, so it was nice. And we could see what the other, our partner, could write as well, and we had quizzes, so we love quizzes, obviously. So the virtual exchange project involved 3 universities. Utrecht University from Netherlands, for which this was part of their language curriculum. The Université Clermont Auvergne. So for us, it was part of our pedagogical innovation module. And Pontificia Universidad Javeriana for Colombia. So for them, it was part of their teacher education module. So all of those students represented 48 persons desiring to teach English, Dutch, French, German, and Spanish. And it was a 6-week exchange. We were in Peris, and my partner was from the Utrecht University, for example. So, this virtual exchange was divided into 3 tasks, which I will explain one by one, of course. Each task was preceded by a pre-task, the task itself, and then a post-task. So we have task 1, which was language biographies, then task 2, teaching experience, and then finally, task design. The post-task, I will not come back to it after each task because it was always the same. So we had to write a reflection on what we thought about the task, about communication, collaboration, the intercultural exchange, and the digital tools that we used. So we had to say why it was nice, why it wasn't, but mainly why it was nice, why it wasn't nice. The first task was mainly to introduce ourselves to our partner. So to make it as lively as possible, we did a short video on Flipgrid. In this video, we had to answer questions like which languages do you know, where and why did you learn them, and you have all of the questions just in the middle of it. So this was the pre-task. The task was to comment and react on our partner's video. So it was different. And it was a type of activity that young people we are used to do on social medias. So it was very nice to do something that we do outside of class because we like to film ourselves and talk about something. So for once, we were active. We were not passive as we usually are, at least in French universities. But for some of us, it was stressful to present yourself to someone you don't know. And some others did not want to record themselves or to share their personal information. So these were obstacles that some students faced. This second task was about our teaching experience and our respective educational systems. So for my colleague and I, it was the Netherlands educational system and the French one. So first we had to write a reflection like this one on our teaching experience on the eLife Moodle. Our partner read it, and then we called through Big Blue Button, And we discussed what we thought about each other, teaching experience or school systems. For my part, I really liked it because with my partner, we shared common interests and experiences, and actually, we discovered that she lived in England the same year as I lived in England, in about the same area in England. So this was really funny. And so it started with this, and then we talked about the places that we liked in England and what we thought about the British school system as well. So this was really nice to have those three visions on three different school systems. This was a very good experience, at least for me. But for some of the students, in my class at least, it was difficult to find a date to call first, because we were really busy with our masters. So this was one of the first obstacles. And some did not like the fact that we were hearing and reacting about something that we read just before. It was too similar for them. So it sounded a bit repetitive for some of us. Task number 3 was the task design, my favorite task, to be honest. So for our teacher, for the Université Clermont Auvergne, Wigham, then, she gave us websites to find ideas to create a school virtual exchange, and then we created one. So for example, Tecola or Tila. So this was the pre-task, finding ideas on what we would like to do the virtual exchange. Then the main task was to exchange and have feedback from our partner to improve our task. And then the final step, so the third step, was to formalize it on a Geniali, to present it to the other students. So our virtual exchange design had to gather several things, as you can see. So pre-task, a task, a post-task, objectives, the tools that we would use during the virtual exchange, the type of interaction, an expected task outcome, a timeline, differentiation, and assessment. So a lot of different things. Here is an example. This was my task design, actually. So pupils had to create a map of their country and to present it to each other. So they presented themselves, their country, and their favorite cities. So here are the objectives, the environment, the tools, etc. So if you want to read a little bit, I'll let you have a look. So they were supposed to use Big Blue Button, Google Earth, and Google Docs, all the task long. It was nice to create something that we could use later in our career. It made it concrete. It was difficult to find ideas of tasks, but thanks to all the resources that Ciara gave us, it became really easy. Plus, it was nice to have our partners' critiques, feedback, as in my case, it was really constructive because she, so I never went in front of a class. She did. So she gave me real advices on how could pupils react and how they could behave and etc. So it was really constructive feedback. So here is the main task, for example. So what I got out of this experience, so first what we got out as a class from this experience is that most of us liked the experience as an overall, except some slight little difficulties like finding a date to call, that it was a lot of work out of the work we already had for the masters. For my part, I really loved to have exchange programs when I was a kid, when I was a child in my schools. But I always found it really sad not to be able to see your pen pal, just having a letter, and that's it. Maybe a picture if you're lucky, but not always. So to be able to see the person I'm writing to, this is really nice. And to be able to speak with the person, this is incredible, actually. So this type of activity allows pupils to see their pen pal, to see the person they're speaking to interact with them online, on live. I also liked it because it was nice to experience and discover a new way of teaching. And that before to start our career, thanks to this experience, thanks to our partners in Netherlands, we started to create a network. This is really interesting as well. Also, I think that this kind of experience could help pupils to be more interested by languages, because we use tools that they love, internet and new technologies. So obviously, it's the perfect combo. And it can also help pupils to have a better understanding of what it is to be a child in another country, because not every countries are the same, obviously. It opened minds to cultural differences also, which is very important for them, future citizens, but also for us to educate them. This experience has been a good way to aware us on how we can teach, that there is not only one way to teach or co-teach, but there are a multiple, 1,000 of ways to teach. So here was my presentation and my experience. So thank you for your listening.
Dear friends, dear teachers, dear ladies and gentlemen, today I'm so excited to be here and to share the highlights of the intercultural virtual exchange between Spain and Ukraine, when war doesn't prevent you from making friends and learning languages. I invite you to let me introduce my introduction for you. Also, I will tell you about the students, about our team, the story of our exchange. I will give you the examples of the tasks in the form of the film which we created together with our team, with my professor Begoña Clavel, Dr. Barry Pennock, teacher Alfredo, also my family, my husband, and for my kids and all my students that have participated in our project. After that, I will tell you about my master thesis and the output of this, and also about the reflections and next steps. So we are welcome to start. First of all, some words about myself. My name is Vana Shytykt. Fortunately now, I'm a teacher and researcher here at the University of Valencia in the Center of Idiomas. but I'm very happy because of that. But I was lucky to be a master's student in advanced English studies at the same university. I was working as an English teacher for 10 years in Ukraine. In 2020, I decided to co-found with my German colleague, with my colleague teacher of German, some language speaking educational institution for Ukrainian students, because we realized the lack of real-time English communication English opportunities for them. So we decided to collaborate with the teachers worldwide to enhance their language speaking skills. After that, I have come here and became the master student, and I was honored to be supervised by esteemed Professor Begoña Clavel, who is expertising in telecollaboration. And now I will explain how everything really was started here. Professor Begoña facilitated my introduction to accomplished educator hailing by Spanish school Alfredo, and based on his expertise, we devised together the intercultural exchange to foster the communication based on the intercultural traditions, customs. We try to make the focal point of our exchange of understanding the cultures of two different heritages, and try to share the students' personal experience. How do they perceive this culture? From my side, I had got 9 students, Ukrainian students. 5 of them were currently living in Ukraine, and 4 of them were living in different other countries. From Alfredo's side, he had got 15 students from Spanish school, aged 13, 14 years old, and they have English as the lingua franca. Also, we speak together a lot to discuss different points of our telecollaboration, and all my experience I give the output in my master thesis. This facilitates the collaboration with my teacher, Begoña, because we were working on 2 different levels, on pedagogical as the tutor, as the coach and the teacher, and research-wise as the master student and the supervisor. And now let me tell you the story of our exchange. First of all, the personal relationships between me, my supervisor, Bart, between me and Alfredo was crucial. It was like the foundation for everything, because the continuous feedback and giving recommendations to each other, which helps us to improve a lot of things in our telecollaboration. We employed some channels as face-to-face meetings, for example, emails, online meetings like through Big Blue Bottom, also Google Docs, Google Tables, online meetings as well. In our virtual exchange, we faced a lot of challenges. First of all, the importance of context. Understanding our participants' background and connections was crucial, especially for Ukrainian students. The difference between both groups of students was really different, because I had got only 9 students, Alfredo 15. The age of my students was from 9 to 15, the Alfredos 13, 14. So it was really difficult to maintain some relationships between them, and also in terms of the schedule, because we face some challenges to assign the schedule with Spanish students, because, for example, my students had the vacation at this period. It occurred in June this year. Challenges regarding technology on the Ukrainian side and also regarding timetables. This virtual exchange occurred in the period when our Ukrainian Kakhovka hydropower station were blown by the mines. That is the reason why we faced a lot of outages, power outages. That was extremely difficult, because some of the students couldn't connect in time, and I had to teach them separately and to meet them explaining our intercultural communicational course, because we had like part-time activities in the form of preparation for actually the exchange. So we overcome all the challenges and keep the project going. And right now, I want you to tell about tools that employed in our exchange. We used synchronous and asynchronous communication. We used Padlet for asynchronous communication, where the students can upload their personal information. Big Blue Bottom for the synchronous communication, where can they meet each other and discuss all the things that they are interested in, that they have read on Padlet. And also Frame, which was the target of my task. Right now, I'm kindly ask you to watch the video that we have made about actually the task that we created together. What should I do? This? No? Here? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vana Shytykt. I'm a teacher and researcher in the Language Center in the University of Valencia. I was a master student in Advanced English Studies at the same university, and today I'm excited to share the highlights of the intercultural virtual exchange between Spain and Ukraine based on the eLife project, which involved the systematic procedure. We utilize digital tools for both asynchronous and synchronous communication, enhancing language learning experience. In the first stage, students shared information about themselves and their cultures using Padlet. In the second phase, synchronous interaction occurred through Big Blue Button meetings, allowing real-time conversations and cultural exchange while using Frame virtual world reality platform. In the context of my intercultural assignment, our primary objective is to seamlessly integrate all these stations into the digital realm, specifically within the vibrant life of the three islands, Arcadia, Chatterdale and Via Charla. Our journey commences at the very first station. Moving to the second stage, we implemented task-based language teaching with pre-task and main task to enhance language skills and intercultural competence. This included exploring cultural differences between Spain and Ukraine in language, food and traditions. The team will play a quiz game about these differences at the final station, so pay close attention when doing the different stations. Always work as a team, discuss the information provided, help each other with any comprehensive problems. At this station, our young participants comprehensively explore their respective National Independence Day celebrations. They passionately discuss the intricacies of how this critical occasion is commemorated and their active efforts to share the essence of Ukraine, including its rich cultural and ideological values, with people from diverse backgrounds. In this presentation, our young participants have meticulously crafted narratives about Ukraine's capital and their hometown of Cherkasy, offering a captivating glimpse into their roots. The primary aim of this task is twofold: to introduce our international friends to the geographical landscapes of Ukraine and to show the diverse architectural marvels that grace our homeland. At Station 4, our young representatives have thoughtfully crafted a narrative highlighting the breathtaking natural wonders that Ukraine has to offer. In addition, they extended a warm invitation to our friends to take notes on these remarkable sports, paving the way for engaging and insightful discussions shortly.
At Station 5, we present an informative video that comprehensively overviews Ukrainian traditional clothing and costumes. With presentation delves into the rich history of their development, shedding light on the cultural significance behind these attires. Furthermore, it introduces prominent Ukrainian writers, encouraging children to engage in discussions that explore the similarities and differences in the national costumes of our two countries. As we arrive at the 6th station, our young participants embark on an exploration of the most beloved sports in Ukraine. They delve into the profound significance of football in Ukrainian culture, inviting a comparative analysis of this sport in two distinct cultures. This discussion delves into the deep-rooted importance and significance of football for the people, culminating in an examination of the central stadium where these spirited competitions take place. At the 7th station, our young participants are warmly welcomed to partake in the intercultural communication course, delving into topics such as cuisine, language, traditions, history, and sports. Following this enlightening course, they are encouraged to engage in a quiz that assesses their grasp of the knowledge acquired during this virtual exchange, as well as their existing knowledge prior to our journey. The quiz at this station adds an exciting twist. As children answer questions, they accumulate points, increasing their chances to win in the upcoming auction. The coveted items up for grabs include: the first, a delightful dinner experience featuring an array of delectable Ukrainian dishes prepared by one of our talented Ukrainian students, Eva. We have even showcased her culinary expertise in a video on our panel, and participants can bid to enjoy her mouth-watering creations while undertaking their final task. Another remarkable offering is an apartment project meticulously crafted by one of our students, Jan. This project includes a stunning interior design with a carefully selected furniture. We are opening this apartment up for auction, allowing someone to enjoy it during their holidays. These auction items add a layer of excitement and engagement to our virtual exchange, providing participants with the opportunity to acquire unique experiences and creations. It is essential to mention that the virtual world exchange occurred in 3 virtual reality frames: Arcadia, Chatterdale, and Via Charla. Students worked in groups, deepening their language skills and cultural understanding. After the quest, a survey assessed students' emotional state, cultural awareness, and satisfaction, providing valuable feedback. In the 3rd stage involved planning a Big Blue Button meeting where students devised a summer vacation scenario. They worked together to find common interests, fostering cooperation and emotional connections. In the last phase, students met in frame virtual reality where technical challenges awaited them. They shared photos and videos, creating a virtual reality experience mirroring their summer plans. Finally, a post-task questionnaire evaluated changes in emotional states, friendship, language learning desires, cooperation intentions, and cultural differences. This exchange exemplifies the power of technology in promoting intercultural understanding and language learning.
Hello, my name is Jan. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Ukraine. I was the oldest in this project, but that's a good thing. I really enjoyed leading the process and helping my younger participants to communicate in English. It was very interesting to me to meet new friends. Some of Spanish students were very funny, and I was very happy to learn about their culture, traditions, and teach them about mine.
Hi, my name is Eva. I'm from Ukraine. I have already participated with my teacher Yana in many online projects, but this project is different. I love the atmosphere that was created during the communication. Spanish students are very friendly and open their touches. It was too easy to deal with them. I want to meet some of them face to face.
My name is Andrei and I'm 10 years old. I live in Ukraine, Kasa City, and I like the UU project. I like meeting with Spanish children and speaking with them, but most of all, I was satisfied with my final interaction. I overcame my shyness and fear. I could communicate in the quiz game in the name of all my Ukrainian team. Thank you for the opportunity to discover this ability inside myself.
Hi, my name is Sofia and I'm 12 years old. I'm from Ukraine and I like e-life project because I could learn something new and interesting. Also, I met new friends there. I learned to speak, write and express my opinion correctly in English. The most impressive thing I discovered about Spain in the form of greeting people with 2 kisses on the cheek. In Ukraine, a handshake is the most common greeting, but close friends and family may hug or kiss each other.
My name is Lila, I'm 15 years old and I'm from Ukraine. In my opinion, a life project is fantastic and I had an opportunity to practice speaking English skills with my Spaniards and make some friends. Some of them are still texting me, and the best thing I liked was to know each other in big blue bottom meetings through live communication, where I could share and to ask, laugh and enjoy our conversation. The speaking activities I practiced helped me to feel confident and pass my exam at an architecture college in Poland. And I love visiting Spain and meet my new friends.
I'm thrilled to share the heartwarming impact of the telecollaborational virtual exchange project. It's a promising tool for language learning and cultural exchange, aligned with task-based language teaching principles. Our research using participant observations questionnaires uncovers valuable insight into students' motivation, collaboration and engagement in the virtual exchange program. We are committed to share our findings through the eLive website, making it accessible to the teachers all over the world. In the nutshell, our study highlights the benefits of telecollaboration and technology integration into language education, providing the practical guide for the educators. Our project's true essence lies in giving Ukrainian students the respite from the challenges they face, giving them the glimpse of the world full of opportunities. Their resilience and eagerness inspire us. I am so thankful to my supervisor, Professor Begoña Clavel, to Dr. Barry Pennock for technical support, to Alfredo, the teacher of public Spanish school, for assisting me. This project deepened my understanding of language learning acquisition and students' motivation.
Thank you for watching. I want to comment this video. All the students that you have seen in this video have made all the videos that I insert in my task. It was several years of work because we were working with different countries, and the main objectivity of our intercultural exchange was to present Ukraine to all the world. And also this task is ready to be implemented in virtual world reality, because like the further plans is to meet with the students from different countries and to show our heritage and to learn a lot from them. Let's continue.
So, the output in my master thesis was to explore the implementation and effectiveness of this virtual exchange task. The virtual exchange task aims to develop the language speaking skills and foster intercultural communication. The study follows a 3-step cycle for task, as I mentioned in the video design, and used a case study approach to examine students' progress. The main objective was to identify the true students' motivation in telecollaboration language English learning. Data collection methods includes observation questionnaires and recordings. The conclusion drawn from this research have practical implementation for educators who wish to integrate telecollaboration and technology in language teaching. And our reflection. We have got a lot of positive reflection because the most important for me, as you have seen in the video, the youngest participant, Andriy, who is really 9 years old, and he faced a very big challenge in his life to speak with 4 Spanish students alone, because even in this time, my students can't, a lot of my students can't connect to this big Blue Button meeting. It was even in the frame, so he was really proud of himself. That is the greatest output. Also, my student Lila managed to enter the architectural college in Poland, where the education is completely in English. That is also very valuable for me. And some students now studying abroad, and they use English as their like first language, and our intercultural exchange helps them to overcome different difficulties and to understand the teachers and the subjects. So, regarding the negative reflection, encountered problem with the internet connection because of these power outages we faced. Insufficient time to carry out all planned tasks, because actually it was not like the class in the classroom as Alfredo had, so it was difficult to get all the students together in the same task in the same time. And other challenges that affected the experience, such as emotional condition, because the students, some of them had to be with us even when the alarms announcing to hide in the shelters. You know, it's like our everyday reality, so we can't escape of this, unfortunately. But overall, we hold a highly favorable opinion of the experience, and it taught us valuable lessons, reinforces our commitment to education, and underscored the potential for even better outcomes in the future. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer.
So, had a question, anyone?
Yes, come here, come closer. I've got a question for both of you. Let's start with Jana. You said one of the goals was to enhance their language skills. And I saw that most of the assignments or the tasks were all focused on exchanging cultural identity. So did you also monitor their language skills and how they improved?
Yes, all the students were preparing for each exchange, because the main goal was first to create the emotional connection between the students through the Padlet asynchronous communication. The second one was to teach them about Spanish culture and to help them to introduce their own Ukrainian heritage to the students based on their everyday life experience. Because as we know, like the students have got a lot of different subjects in school and they are learning everything there, but the main task was to make everything live, you know, based on their own experience. And they try to grasp the main facts regarding some stereotypes or maybe some traditions, and to transform them in our everyday life and to speak about this.
Thank you very very much.
Thank you for the
got a question for you as well, Margot. Thank you so much. You liked the third task best, so the task where you had to design a task for potential students. Did you also have a look at tasks designed by other students? So because all the students did the third task, right? Participating. So overviewing these tasks that you saw, when does a task work, do you think, for students? When is it appealing and interesting for them?
I'm not really sure to understand the end of your question. Okay. Can you rephrase it? I'm sorry.
Rephrase it. No problem at all. So you saw lots of tasks.
Yeah.
When does a task work for a student? What does a task need to be appealing for a student, that the student really wants to do it, is interested?
I would say after they knew each other, after they met their partner, because first, as it seems to have been the case with you, Jana, sorry, I'm so sorry. First, they have to create the emotional link to know each other, to appreciate, we hope, each other. And then you can start to work, I would say. Well, so yeah, it's after this introduction to each other phase that you can do a task.
Margot, this is a question for you. I'm a teacher trainer of an institution in England, and I was really impressed by the academic rigour that was attached to your tasks and your module. So I'm assuming that your module was assessed. I think if I was lucky enough to have a teacher training partner, I don't think I would want it to be an assessed module. I think I would like to see it more as a tool for teacher training. So my question to you is, if my students were actually experiencing the tasks as if they were a secondary school student, would that have been enough for you as a student in your university? Or because it wasn't assessed, would you have been not as interested in it?
I think the module was enough to understand how to prepare a task. And as it was assessed, well, we want to do it more because sadly this is how it goes, at least in France. If it wasn't assessed, for my part, I'm really interested in things like that. So I would have had the same result at the end, but I don't know if all of my class would have, because well, this master's, at least in France, is really heavy, really busy. So probably a lot of students would have just do what they have to do without understanding, without going deeper into the details, I would say. So, yeah.
Any other question?
I'm sorry, can I add something regarding my task? I know that maybe it seems very complicated, but actually I can modify, and my idea is to modify this version for the virtual reality frame for the teachers who doesn't have time to do this intercultural course. That is the reason why did I create the auction at the end, because it can be much more shortened. For example, during one session, each teacher can provide the students with the information of the culture and main points of some heritage, and also in the process of quiz, they can solve some questions raising the points for the correct answer, and after that using these points in the virtual frame reality, where they are involved in the discussion how to spend like virtual holidays together, because two of my students created by their own without my help. It was their initiative, the apartment for spending time together in virtual reality frame, and the meal, the food that they were enjoying. So it should be like the motivation for them to learn about different culture, to answer all the questions, to have the most amount of points, and to win. as a team as well.
Thank you. We have an online question. I was asked to go and stand in the light, so I will. It's for Jana, actually. Can this project be mirrored, used for other institutions in Ukraine? We have an Alliance Française colleague in Kiev that would be very interested. Yes. Is it possible?
Yes, sure. That was my idea, you know, because before making anything, I just looked through all the tasks that are already that have already employed in TILA and TECOLA project, but I decided to do something cultural, you know. I decided to do something global for using different other educators, even from Ukraine, to represent our country and like to make some interests of different other students in our culture. That is the reason why these tasks are ready to be uploaded and also to be implemented in any collaboration.
Okay, thank you. That answers the question, I think. Any other questions online or in the room? Yes, I'll come to you.
Yeah, thanks. Hi. I would like to ask, are your tasks and your handouts already available in the eLive website?
Not yet.
No. But will they be for other teachers to use?
Yes, but the idea that they will be, and also in our everyday life, I didn't have any opportunity to implement all the sections because of the situation, but I hope that in the future I will do it definitely. So I'm open to any collaboration with the teachers from different countries. You are eager to text me and we will plan everything together.
Good to know, good to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll have a look here. There's no more questions online. Okay. Yes. Sorry. I think it is. Bart needs to do that. Yeah, we're checking Mentimeter because we have that online still as well. So let's see if there's any questions over there. Gone. Oh God. Yeah, we'll open it again. So then for the second part of today. Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't have a question right now, sorry, I'm out of the light, and you, during the break or this afternoon, you come up with a question that you think, oh, I still have to ask that, then we'll make sure that the Mentimeter is still up and you can still ask your question. So perhaps sometimes during lunch or whatever, something pops up anyway, and then you can ask it again. So I think that is it for the questions then, if there's no other questions here. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is lunch. Yeah, so right now we are done a tiny bit earlier than expected according to the program, but that's fine. So we're now going out for our lunch break, and at 5:30 we will start again with the short welcome and the rest of the program. So thank you very much for listening so far.